Why is this easier to say as Gaeilge than it is in English? May the devil make a backbone for... Come on into the ditch. I'm your resident ditch witch, Tara Tyne, and we're about to get witchy, whether you like it or not. Right, so curses show up everywhere throughout Irish myth, but also throughout our written history, including, but not limited to, government records, travellers' writings, religious tracts, letters, and even legal documents. They were socially versatile and were used just as often in jest and for flirting and for cursing England, often musically, as they were in earnest. Cursing, along with profane swearing, was actually outlawed in 1695, apparently with little success because less than a century later, in 1786, the Catholic bishops of Munster felt the need to announce their determination to sanction priests who habitually threw curses down from the pulpit. Priests' curses were naturally considered especially powerful by their God-fearing flock. Did I manage to find an example? Yes, I did. Stay tuned. Yes, us Irish have always been considered quite eloquent in the art of cursing, with the Victorian linguist George Borrow noting in the 19th century that the Irish language had an abnormally large number of curse words, probably even more than Scottish Gaelic, and definitely more than English. Ha ha! There were 14 different nouns for the word curse alone, recorded in a dictionary in 1864, and that doesn't even include piseógs, which were malevolent spells classed as witchcraft and which were designed to visit harm or death on anyone, whether innocent or guilty. These often included things like the evil eye, ill-wishing, and leaving rotting meat or eggs on a neighbour's land in order to bring bad luck. Nasty. Cursing, by contrast, was considered a more just form of supernatural violence. In other words, if you didn't deserve the curse, you wouldn't take any notice of it, and its power would just rebound on the sender. So a timely warning before we get into it is that curses, like chickens, come home to roost. I've limited the curses included in this video to Irish language gems only. And a quick note about the Irish language for those who don't know. It's as a result of colonialism that Irish is no longer the primary language of Ireland. Most of us can barely speak it despite studying it throughout school, myself included. And it's a real shame, which we feel very deeply. It's a vividly descriptive language made up of poetic turns of phrase, which weave magic through the mundane, because nothing was truly mundane in ancient Ireland. Magic really did live everywhere. Nature was sentient and curses were flippin' real. But since I'm not fluent and my attempts to learn in school were led by teachers from different dialects, my pronunciation will probably be wojus. Don't at me. We had our own Gaeltacht to up around these parts many moons ago, maun the town. Who's to say my ancestors didn't sound something like this? Gajitcha on chi earth, that your house may fall upon you. Yeah, okay, I started pretty mild, but this isn't as harmless as it sounds. Like, bear in mind that there's a reasonable chance the person you would have wished this on actually built their house themselves. And as Carl Jung described, the link between a person's house and their psyche or their well-being of mind is intrinsic. So when cracks like this start appearing... She's a doozy, alright. Yeah, hello sleep deprivation. Mallacht ma cait earth. My cat's curse upon you. Ooh, take that, cat hater. For the person on the receiving end of this curse, it was at best an insult to be cursed by a lowly beast. It may also have conjured up notions of the cat sídhe, a large black cat which was thought to be either a fairy or sometimes a shape-shifting witch. Either way, bad news. And I mean, apart from anything else, cats got some terrifying murder skills. Like, you really don't want to be in their bad books. Droch ard hugget loguiha. May you be badly positioned on a windy day. As cold. Irish people know what this means. A fine sunny March day. On one side of the street you're getting a suntan. You're stripping off layers and breaking out the shades. On the other side of that same street, it's this. Ulach she koppel de crane a hura earth. 6 horse loads of graveyard clay upon you. If you don't know, graveyard clay is considered a very magical ingredient for spells in many cultures around the world. It feels a bit to me like wishing a tremendous amount of death on somebody. And imagine you were an older relative of someone hit by this curse. And then imagine one of your siblings passes away. You'd be convinced you were next. And you'd probably panic yourself into a heart attack. Then you've got yourself a domino effect. Ah, the almighty curse. Bwynach yarog gajigi earth. May you have red diarrhea. You're thinking, funny with the humiliation tactics and all. But no, because then you realise that the time this was likely in common usage, red diarrhea was one of the symptoms of the plague. Not so funny now, is it? A plague on both your houses! Okay, for number 6, it's devil time. The devil featured so heavily in Irish curses that I think it's pretty safe to say we've wandered into a full-blown subcategory here. The range of devil-related things that might be threatened upon you was kinda mind-blowing. His evil powers could be called down to break your legs, your spine, or your bones in general, to choke you, to blind you, to kill you, or to lacerate you, to prepare a fire for you, or to blow you up into the air. I don't know. But my absolute favourite so far is this beast. Gunniena an díl drémara de knov de grumma, ag pioku uling largin ifrin. Which means, may the devil make a ladder of your backbone, whilst picking apples in the garden of hell. Like bloody hell, you really had to mean that one. And I saved the most malevolent curse of all for last. You'll remember I mentioned the priest's curse earlier. The reason these were so bad was because one of a priest's main duties was to appeal to God for divine mercy on behalf of his parishioners. And during times of famine, plague, and nasty-ass landlords, if the priest wouldn't vouch for you, you were So learned one particularly haughty and tyrannical family when they pushed the local priest too far by bringing their dog into their usual seats inside the altar railing. This railing, which can still be seen in some Irish churches, marked the seats which were reserved for the gentry, and it was an insult to bring a dog in there whilst working class parishioners sat behind you. The priest ordered them to remove the dog and the family refused. Standing before the whole parish, he stood up and proclaimed to the family, Lagu na rainehe e gulla wil bio dwor ginna, agus na raihi mochwinga moor nwira, mara yenawar e hilliv. Or, the ferns have been felled in the woods on which your race lives, and my entreaty will not be yours unless you earn it. Sick burn. I cannot stress enough how colourful and terrifying curses were to people in the Ireland of times past. They had to be delivered with drama, preferably in an iconic or very public place, with a chilling seriousness that contradicted their usual personality. If you were a labouring woman, you would literally let your hair down to curse someone by taking your headscarf off. May the devil sound your smoke alarm repeatedly after midnight. And it really helped the owl malus animus along if you made it lyrical and grandiose. People who witnessed or knew of the curse would then gossip about it every time something bad happened to you, which in itself would make your life considerably harder. Even if you tried to ignore the curse, you still appeared doomed to your community, pretty much like a dead man walking type of situation, and hence a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whether they were political, religious, or just some flirty fun. Curses were everywhere in Ireland not that long ago. Whilst we still have some fantastically insulting and hilarious turns of phrase, I think we're that little bit poorer for the loss of this creative emotional outlet. P.S. If you feel like reviving it, aim high. Never ever punch down, okay? I'll leave you with a quote about cursing in modern day Ireland by the great Peg Sayers from Robin Flower's book The Western Island. If curses came from the heart, it would be a sin, but it is from our lips they come, and we use them to give force to our speech. They are a great relief to the heart. On that note, hit subscribe. I upload every Thursday. You're not going to want to miss it. Slán agus bannacht, goodbye and good luck to you. May the devil make a letter. May the devil make a May the devil. For f***ing. Why is this easier to say ask Gaeilge than it is in English? May the devil make a backbone for. From Robin Flower's book The Western Island.